Hey Zombie Slayers, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Project Zomboid Rescue, Episode 13, Ice Cream. First order of business, right starting out, is to sort of decide exactly what we want to do. I have the rest of today to fill, and my plan was to read the mechanics book and the cookbook in order to do a little bit more leveling up if I want. But ultimately, I wanted to pitch it to you guys. So talking about like long-term strategy to actually win this scenario, because I think that's probably important to include. Sort of the big picture here is that in order to win, I am going to need to kill enough zombies to get some additional receiver notes or whatever. These things. The location map fragments, to figure out where all three... Oh, this pole is in the wrong spot. Where all three receivers need to be built and set up, and build them. And then once they're built, we will be able to call in for an extraction. So that is the ultimate goal. To get out of here. But until then, I can either just work on that, using vehicles or weapons to rack up kills. There's also the possibility, if you want me to go to a point of interest, to go to a point of interest with guns, because I could also start grabbing guns in order to aid in the slaughter. The choice really is ultimately yours. But the big picture is that I lack 7 fragments, and on average, I'll get about a fragment every 100 kills, provided those kills are lootable. So setting them on fire, obviously, is not really going to work. And yeah, if you're wondering, zombies do respawn. Oh yeah, that is the wrong about command. Zombies do respawn. Here is the about command that's supposed to be. So, clearing out zombies is useful, but clearing out zombies is mostly just useful for getting the map fragments and not so much actually securing the area because, you know, respawns are on. Also, even if respawns were off, it wouldn't really much matter because I'm in Louisville. It probably has 100,000 zombies. So even if they didn't respawn, trying to kill 100,000 zombies is not something that you can just do casually. You know how it be. The other weird thing, and one thing that I'm probably going to need to also think about in terms of preparing for, is that for whatever reason, through pure streamer luck, let's call it, I haven't actually lost my power or water yet, which is very strange. Very strange. It's probably the longest time I've kept both. I've definitely had some playthroughs where, like, I had water or power for a long time, but never both, which is odd. So I do have generators for the power, and I've already read the generator book, and I already have gassed up. What I don't have is proper plumbing. I have a bunch of these rain buckets and one rain barrel, but I don't have the carpenter skill to be able to make more rain barrels, although I do have a bunch of carpenter tapes to watch and the books to read. So another potential goal is to prepare for losing water, because that is inevitably going to happen in like the next day or two. It just has to. It is the 30th now, and you don't typically keep your power this long or water this long. It's very strange. Well, let's check up. Oh, wrong device. Check up on the radio, because it's possible that the radio will tell me that I'm going to lose, you know, utilities soon. So yeah, it's day 21, I think. And what it can go up to is like, what, 28 or something? But it looks like you guys want me to explore. Okay. I'm trying to think of, like, if there's a... I might go to a point of interest. I mean, explore is very general. Ultimately, I'm going to want to clear the way down to the other cities, because the repeaters that I have to set up already... One is in Riverside, which is very west of me, outside of town. But personally, I think it makes more sense for me to find where I have to set up all the repeaters, and then make a run for them rather than doing them piecemeal one at a time, which is considerably more effort. Because the roads are going to be filled with zombies every time I leave, so it's just like 3 times more zombie clearing, which doesn't make much sense. And yeah, I've lost power and water in like a day or two, so this is unusually a long period of time, which is nice. I'm not complaining. Just unexpected, I suppose. Alright, so speaking of exploration, I do need to kill zombies, right? Like, that's kind of obvious. So one thing I could do is hit up some places that might have guns. I don't think that's unreasonable. Oh, here we go. Radio. How should... Oh, yep. Power fluctuations detected. I'm going to be losing power pretty soon. Alright. So I do want to ask this one question. Is how to kill zombies? So if I did want to rack up for more fragments, what way do you think makes sense? And if power fluctuations are detected, I'm going to start burning gas in the generators ahead of time. So that I don't have a disruption to my refrigerator. I'm also getting a little peckish. Didn't I have chicken in my backpack? I don't have chicken in my backpack. Well, that's just a tragedy. Luckily, I have this brand new deep fryer. So let's actually make a steak. I was gonna say, you know, deep fried chicken, you know, Kentucky Fried Chicken, because I am in Kentucky, but well, no, I don't know. That steak looks good. Cheers, Madsy. Thank you for the resub. Ah, you're closing in on 4 years. Dang. Chicken fried steak. Oh, the places you'll go and the things you'll eat. So in terms of how to kill zombies, not that I particularly care what you vote on, melee is definitely the hardest, biggest risk. Guns is pretty easy if you get enough shotguns and shotgun shells, and then cars is also really easy as long as you monitor the durability of your car and have decent metalwork skills, because with metalwork skills you can repair your car, your hood, or your bumpers or whatever, so that they don't fall apart. But I am totally down to like melee 700 zombies to try to get those fragments. I'm already up to 563, so what's a few more, right? I am brainstorming. You guys wanted me to travel somewhere. I'm not certain if there's a decent place for me to go. In terms of what I'm lacking, I have, you know, I already have pretty much everything I need. Although, Tiger, you make a fair point. Before the power goes out, it might make sense for me to try to collect as much frozen food so that I can eat well for when the power is shut off. So, I like that. Scavenge for frozen food. Directly around my little warehouse, I'll go up to the roof, even though I'm not going to be able to see much. There's unfortunately not like a lot of good points of interest that are going to offer me good scavenging abilities, so I might actually have to travel for it. So here's where I am in this. You know, it's really strange that I have a red X on my own home. Let's fix that. I suppose I never changed its color. So around me is mostly just industrial factories. There is a chicken place, but I've already pretty much alluded that. and then the chicken HQ. The hospital's to my east, but that's going to be a lot of work to try to get food out of that. Probably not worth it. I could go down directly south. I'll point that out. So if we take a look at the key up here, the sort of tan color is residential. So there are some residences up here, which I've started to clear out. I'm not particularly a fan of like going into residences for food, however, because it's a little risky. Going into restaurants obviously is a little bit safer because there's going to be a lot more food to combat ratio. But in terms of restaurants, there's not much around me. There's a pile of crepes to my west, and then the chicken place, and that's about it. I would really have to travel in order to get a decent amount of food. So, I might do residences. Yeah, and if I'm doing residences, there's this large apartment complex, but I probably will go up here into the townhouses, because the townhouses are going to be a little bit more manageable, I think. How do I check how much water is in this thing? I don't even know. Because that's something that would be easy for me to do, which is to, oh, maybe I have to add a little bit of water for it to even be a water bucket or something. No, it still wants me to add logs. Very strange. Let's see. I have a bunch of paint buckets that I'm just going to start dumping into this metal barrel, and I just hope that that I can plumb whatever is underneath this. Worst case scenario, I can just use this as water storage and then run a pot up here to boil it. You know, like you would in hurricane times when floodwaters come up. That's always a possibility. A very labor-intensive way to get your water, but like, yeah, it would work. It would work, technically. And my water comes free with free gas fumes. You know, keeping them next to one another. Just gotta get the hydrocarbon smell and taste very true to what I'm aiming for. Alright, yeah, there we go. Water, 300 out of 800. I can see the water level now. Yeah, it's not safe for drinking now, so like I'm not about to do that. Don't want to get sick. So we have a game plan for tomorrow, which is to go into the residences and the townhouses to try to grab as much food before the power really goes out. Because once the power's out, you know, you'll lose the ability to have certain foods. Certain foods that you can't make from scratch, at least not yet. If I was smart, I would also start to grab all those, like, water coolers. Well, you know, if it rains, like, I'm gonna have a lot of paint buckets, too. Because I've been collecting paint buckets to be able to fill with water. I know it sounds a little gross, but luckily your character has the ability to perfectly pour out 100% of the paint, leaving nothing but like a latex liner in there, right? If I go to the south-southwest, yeah, around the train yard, there are more restaurants down that way, yeah, true. It's a bit further, and part of the reason why I would want to go to the residences is in order to, like, win this scenario, killing zombies is kind of necessary. So I don't want to take fights that, like, I can't win, but taking fights that are tough but manageable helps to push progress along. You want me to go to the ice cream parlor? Ooh. What's my weight at? 77 and holding? That, I mean, that's tempting, but like, I have a long history of gaining an insane amount of unnecessary weight. Or not unnecessary, but the same amount of unwanted weight. And bulking up awkwardly. I don't know. I'll leave it to you guys. Where to scavenge for food? South, southwest restaurants. Ice cream to the northwest, or townhouses to the west. There you go. Yeah, the paint isn't leaving a stain. I know. It would be cool if it to leave a stain, unless you like poured it into like a sewer drain or something like that. I mean, I in real life think that that's deplorable, but you know, this is a game. It's far less of an issue. All right, so we got that metalworking book read. Why do I have 2 propane torches? All right, and a little bit of sleep. Actually, it should be northeast, not northwest, for the direction of the ice cream. Ah, whatever. You guys know what I'm saying. You get it. Make a little breakfast. And then we'll head on out. Milk's already getting stale. I think it's pork chop time. It's weird that the static of the radio looks like it's over the television. Bit of a head scratcher, that. There you go, engine. 20 months. Yeah. You wasn't aware that it was that long? It's been a while, hasn't it? Time flies when you're having fun. I hope. So we'll try to catch the radio. I'm guessing the power's probably out. Maybe. And we're gonna go to ice cream. Alright, let me try to figure out where the ice cream parlor is. Storage units. Is it the Zippy Mart you're referring to? Oh no, is the building right next to the storage units? Is that ice cream? It's some sort of restaurant, but I'm happy to head there. Oh, I missed the radio. I was not paying attention. But it's going to be heavy rain, which is good. That will fill up the water. I have so many buckets up there that I'm probably fine, even without making rain barrels. I do have my backup crowbar. So yeah, let's just go on foot. Get a little cardio. Radio said power grid failing? Thanks. I was looking away. No, I'll take a car. Who knows? Maybe I get successful and I end up with so much ice cream I need the extra storage. So this is the apartment building that probably ought to be avoided. It's very easy to get ganked in places like that, where stuff just gets behind you. Jump scare out of a closets, that kind of thing. All right. It's very kind that the radio informs you of your power grid failing. It's also nice that you still get radio even well after it fails. So there it is. I have the radio going. Oh, I'm getting hungry again? Man, you are eating a lot of food, dude. Pork chops and steaks. Crowbar is looking pretty ragged. Ah, you're locked, huh? Well, about to disassemble the door, but not with you trying to bite me. Naughty lady. Yeah, we still have power. Because obviously my my generator doesn't reach this far, so anywhere that turns on means power hasn't totally failed. So power is probably going to fail sometime today. And this is a burger joint full of rotted food. At least there's ketchup. Stale potatoes, I could do without. Like, honestly, who even keeps steak in, like, a shelf like that? You're just asking for it to be nasty. Ooh, coffee. This is what, just hallways, bathrooms? Oh no, there's storage. Cigarettes, nice. That's actually kind of, I mean, I have a lot more cigarettes at home, but I was actually low on what I was carrying myself. Ah, yes. Nothing like a dirty rag, a padlock, and bleach, and a tarp. What kind? Oh, and a broken bottle and a dirty bandage? No, it's just an empty bottle. Hey, Shinox, thank you for the resub. Kidnapper's kit? Yeah, that's kind of what I had in mind. Alright, so this place was a bust. Is there somewhere around here that mayhaps will have more food? There is, actually there's a place just to the east, the Zippy Mart. I'll head that way. Thought I heard a zombie on the other side of the door. I'm not going to want to be out too long because I do have frozen food in my backpack now. So a quick snatch and grab. Ah, they have an icy freezer. If it was really enterprising, I would grab that because the icy freezers are more energy efficient for keeping food frozen than... Did you just walk through a counter? Than the industrial freezers. Oh, and there we go. We got 5 ice cream. I will consider grabbing that freezer. But I would want to bring the car up first. Lots of junk food. Sorry, water. Not today. I'm only here for glorious calories. Who wants to bet I'm going to be gaining more weight than the 3 kilos that I'm missing? Ooh, you are still fresh muffins. You've been sitting on the shelf for how many, 3 weeks? Game's definition of what a fresh muffin is probably is a little sketchy. There's a building to the east of me that has another one of those ices. Or are you talking about the building that I'm currently in? Why was there a lady in her under... Well, okay. Maybe I don't want to know. You know, just... Zombie apocalypse. What are you going to do? I'm going to go to the convenience store, strip to my skivvies, and wait in the closet as I turn into a zombie. It's gonna be a hilarious jump scare for some enterprising crowbar-wielding survivor sometime in the future. Said nobody ever. Man, a lot of practical magazines in this on this rack here. Speaking of which, I gotta say that the death of decent magazines, man, because of the internet. Not that I'm blaming the internet, but my goodness, like, I used to once upon a time just sort of like enjoy picking up a magazine in an airport to read, like on a flight. Just as the thing to do. And now magazines are like 2/3 advertisements and like 5 times the cost. They're just unbearable. They're horrible. Even the good ones. It's gonna definitely be a death of the medium. And I never really got into the gaming ones. I liked the sort of science and technology magazines, like Discovery or Scientific American. Although Scientific American was always a little too much like Popular Mechanics, which was like felt a bit like the clickbait of science magazines. But it's been maybe like a decade since they've been tolerable. Oh, that's not my street. You'd think I know... Not grabbing the freezer? Oh, I'm holding it. You'd think I know where I lived by now. Apparently I don't. Surprisingly, I am currently carrying the freezer. I don't have a good place for it, though. Oh, you know, I can, well, I can't get behind this table. That would be good. You know what I should do is I should move the table back. I'll put the freezer next to the, up here. For now, I actually don't even need enough, I don't have enough stuff that requires freezing to bother gassing that up. But if I do fill my freezer over here, then I'll bother. It's anything that has like a freshness that matters, I will toss into the freezer. Frozen cheese and frozen eggs. Things that sound horrible frozen. I guess cheesecake can be frozen. It's not too terrible. It's made of both cheese and eggs. Alright. Well, I only have a half-filled freezer, but it's still a lot of good... It's a pretty good amount of food. Hey, Malton, thank you for the resub, man. Network compromise. Power grid systems failing. I think we knew what that means. There's a lot of... Oh, I don't know why there's magazines in here. Yeah, I put a lot of magazines in here. I often will just, like, keep everything that's food in the freezer. Just because... Or in the fridge. And, like, not care about how it doesn't make sense. Because, like, whatever. Not a big deal. That way, if I'm looking to eat, I just have to check the freezer or fridge. Although there's a fair chance that I, like, fill this one up. No, almost. I mean, 30 out of 40, 31 out of 40. It's not bad. That was like 40 kilos of stuff, of food or something. It's pretty good for now. I might, knowing that it is failing the power grid, I'll keep going. I'll go to another point of interest to get a little bit more. Might as well. I'm really bad with Greek. Achaemenids? I'm sure that's not what it is, but thank you for the sub. For the resub. Which is funny, because, you know, Rhadamant was a Greek demigod. It's where my name came from. And here I am going, it's all Greek to me. I'm closer than most. Yeah, it wasn't really a good attempt. I could do better if I wasn't, you know, splitting my focus amongst like 10 things. Alright, tasty foods. Let's see if you live up to your moniker. Oh, is the power formally out? It appears like it might be. No, we still got power. I'll probably wake up in the dark. Well, not at home, because at home I've got the Jenny running. Well, oh yeah, that's in the fridge. That's why. I was like, oh, this stuff's already gone bad. But it's because it was refrigerated, not frozen. Who knew that Tasty Foods would have a lot of actual food? What is this thing? This is a Bake-O-Matic Industrial... Can I cook? I can't... Can't seem to even click on it. Like, I can pick it up, but I can't even right-click it to destroy it. It's interesting that it's, like, baked into the game in a way that I can't really interact with it other than destroy it. Well, if I wanted to, I could take this... Well, not that. I could take this oven, which... But I kind of actually like the fact that at home I cook on a fryer. Well, someone was weird. They had a bunch of plushies and a spiffle mug. Oh, that's lovely. In the shelves instead of food. Is grinding cooking skill... Yeah, grinding cooking skill is still a thing, however you want to do it. Whether it's like cooking, you know, crickets and cockroaches. The game doesn't really care what you're cooking, as far as I know, just that you are cooking. So it's a pretty easy skill to grind. Plus, with all the VHS tapes, it's very simple. Well, while I'm down here at the Zippy Mart, or the gas station, I might as well top up, because I also have a trunk full of empty gas cans. I'm pretty sure I've already fully looted this gas and go. There's really not much left. And yeah, I'm bad at parking. Question for you guys. What should I do tomorrow? So I'm going to change the list a little bit. There we go. Explore, organize gear. You know, actually organize gear, it's already organized. Let's get rid of that. Go to a point of interest, read, skill grind, kill zombies, build, or view suggestions. No, like a female Wilhelm scream. Nice. So if you're wondering what I would do if build was an option, is I would probably try to get myself running water. By reading carpentry books, watching the carpentry tapes, and then maybe even constructing a little kitchenette for myself. Just so you know what that option means. 6 empty gas cans, or full gas cans. Seems pretty good. I didn't need to use the generator that's here. This is topped up, right? Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, okay, I've obviously looted this fully. Hey, Steelboot, it has been a while. Quite a long while since you were like a Stellaris Bastion station. Well, I feel pretty good about my bounty. Got a lot of fresh meat to cook when the days get dark and the mood gets low. I gotta have myself a nice little steak burger. You're barely alive after first week back at work? I feel you, dude. I've already started to get like the, you know, petri dish of illnesses from daycare, and with family in town. They've since left, but with family in town, I was getting like 4 or 5 hours of sleep every night for the last week. I feel a little ragged. Some of it is my own fault, you know, just not being able to sleep in or whatever. But yeah, c'est la vie. Way it is. Have I looted the place just east of the gas station? Has a couple fridges. Oh, speaking of which, Rise let's go ahead and mark down what I've looted. So I've looted the Zippy Mart. I looted these two as well. And my polling software just failed. Nice! Right as the poll was concluded for me to build. I believe now my map is up to date of the places I've looted. So if you're wondering, I've only partially looted this factory here, but I really haven't looted to the east much at all. So the thought I had for a kitchenette was to build out this way. To where this railing is, and expand that direction. Which inevitably means I am sure the rain barrel is in the wrong place, but we're going to get storms, so it's not something I'm particularly worried about. So if that's the case, if that's the plan, I am going to skill grind my carpentry because I think I'm gonna want rain barrels after all. So let's update the priority. Thank you for tuning in to Project Zomboid Rescue, which originally streamed live on Twitch September 21st. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community, it also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow zombie slayers,